Me, can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl JJ and I'm back with another video. So y'all, I'm coming at y'all with another story time, but before we get into the story time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all, please excuse my voice. I'm just not getting over a cold. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into this video. And y'all, this is gonna be a story time on how my coworker fiance got me fired from our job. So y'all, this story takes place back in like 2017, and around this time, y'all, me and Mac had just got our first little apartment and I needed a job. So Mac ended up telling me about a staffing company. He was just like, yeah, they always got work available, so just hit them up. So I did just that. They basically put me on for a job for the very next day. So y'all, I'm super excited. I'm like, oh my God, yes, like everything, our little plan is going through. Like everything is just looking so good. So the next day I go up to the job. I meet up with the guy and he has me go to this little waiting area. And in the waiting area, there was two girls. And in this story time, we're going to call them Shaquita and Missy. So Missy was like a tall Samoan girl and Shaquita was a black girl. As I'm walking up, they're having like a little conversation. So they look at me and they kind of just like continue their conversation. So I was just like, oh, okay, like I'm just gonna sit right here because y'all, I'm super shy. So I just mind my business. So I just sit down and I'm just like pretty much ear hustling. So I'm listening to them and they're basically just saying like, dang, like this warehouse is so much better than the other one. Like the other one was just like so much drama. It was just chaotic, all that. So I'm listening. And eventually they said something to me. They were just like, are you from the other warehouse? And I was just like, no, like this is my first day. And it was like, oh, okay, like we from the other warehouse. And that one is just, it's just so much going on in that one. So they was pretty much just telling me like how excited they was to work at this one. So they pretty much was just telling me how this one is going to be way better than the other one. And they're like, you know, this going to be cool. So I'm like, okay. So eventually the other guy comes over, he gets us, and then he pretty much just told us what we was going to be doing. They already knew what the job description was, but I didn't. So basically the little, the carts that the flight attendants use to walk up and down the aisle and give people like snacks and drinks and alcohol, all that, we was putting those together. So yeah, y'all, it's actually somebody at a warehouse putting that type of stuff together, and then they put it on the truck, take it to the airport. So yeah, that's basically what the job was, and that was super simple. Around this time, y'all, I was obsessed with working at warehouses because I feel like a warehouse job, you kind of can get up in there, mind your business, nobody bother you, listen to your music, and just do your work. So that's the type of jobs that I like. So yeah, he pretty much just showed us what we needed to do, and then we got right to work. So I'm pretty much just like listening to them talk, and then we're kind of like having our little side conversations. But it was cool. It was like, even though I just met them that day, y'all, I promise y'all, it seemed like I've been knowing these girls like for a minute. Like they was super cool. So Shaquita, she was just like telling me like, yeah, she just moved out here from Vegas and that she moved back to LA to get closer to her baby daddy. So I'm like, oh, okay. And she pretty much was just telling me like, yeah, my baby daddy from such and such hood, and his hood name is this. So the way she was saying it, like I could tell she kind of was like asking me if I knew her baby daddy, but she didn't quite ask me if I knew her baby daddy, if that makes sense. But I was just like, oh, okay, like I'm familiar with that hood, but no, like I don't like I don't know him though. So she was just telling me how she be having drama with her baby daddy. And y'all, I don't know why when I meet people, but they tell me all their business. And I don't mind because I'm nosy as I don't know what. So it's cool with me. Like it's good. But yeah, she was just telling me how she be having so much drama with her baby daddy and all this stuff, but they was trying to work it out like one last time. So I was like, oh, okay, like that's cool. You know, like I feel like if it's worth it, try as many times as you need to, you know, but don't take no advice from me. But yeah, so yeah, so then Missy, she started talking and she was just pretty much just telling me how, well, she was telling us how she used to be a lesbian and now she has a fiance, which is a male. So I'm like, okay, like I'm asking her questions like, how do you, I don't know, like I forgot. I was basically just asking her like, did you always like me? Like, how did you go from being a lesbian to being with the male? And I guess she just was like pretty much just tired of being a lesbian, and she did like men, but she was more so attracted to women. So it was kind of hard for her, but she was just like, you know, he kind of like swept her off. He kind of like swept her up off her feet. So I'm just like, oh, okay, like he seemed like a real cool guy. But yeah, and then she kind of mentioned that he was the lead at the bigger warehouse. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, oh, I see what was going on. Like, you was working with your man. Like, that's cute. And she was just like, yeah, like, hopefully he can get over here because this one is way better. So I'm just like, yeah, like that'll be cool. So eventually I started talking about me because, you know, we was kind of like getting to know each other in our little circle. So I was just like, okay, like just telling them that we just got our first apartment and like we in our honeymoon phase, like we real happy together. And, you know, like I'm just pretty much telling them like I got a daughter and all this. Like we was, you know, spilling business. So I'm just like telling them exactly what I wanted them to know. Not like telling them too much, but I'm just like telling them a little bit about me. So we just like talking, getting to know each other. And like I said, y'all, I feel like I knew them girls for a long time. And what's so crazy is at this time I didn't have no friends. So it was like a breath of fresh air because all my friends was in the Bay Area. So yeah, but I'm like, okay, cool. Like I can see myself hanging out with these girls outside of work. Like they straight. So as the day go on, we pretty much just doing our work. So lunchtime hit and we pretty much was just talking like, okay, like, do y'all want to go ride together, go get something to eat? Like, what y'all want to do? So I was just like, yeah, like I'm not tripping. We can all get in the car and go ride with each other to go find something to eat. It's cool. So we ended up going across the street, and across the street it was a Jack in the Box, and then also it was a fruit truck out there, well, a fruit cart. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you some fruit. And then they wanted to get them some Jack in the Box. So we ended up getting in the car, going to go get us some food. Even though it was across the street, it wasn't like directly across the street. Like it was like, yeah, we was lazy. So yeah. So we get in the car, we go across the street, get something to eat. And we go back, we sit in the car at the job, and we're just like still just like eating our food and just chopping it up, still just talking. And they pretty much just saying like the job is easy, like this is basically what we gonna do. There's nothing else more to this job besides just doing this. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I can see myself being here because y'all, I'm telling you, as soon as I get bad vibes at a job, I'm quitting. Like if the boss talks to me crazy, I'm quitting. If I don't like the boss, I'm quitting. If I don't like the people, I'm quitting. Like I literally would quit a job because I just want to quit the job. Like I'm telling you, I don't know. But yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I can see myself really like being here. So we go back in, doing our job. The first day is going great. I'm like, okay, yeah, like this is cool. Like, y'all, it really was an easy job, like completely just easy. Day in, and then, you know, I'm driving back home. I'm super excited. I'm telling Mac, like, yeah, I had a great day. This is a cool little job. And he's like, okay, like, baby, I'm happy for you. Like, that's good. So, y'all, I get home, Mac massaged my feet because, baby, that man would massage some feet. Like, he would give me, oh, he would give me the best massages. So, yeah. And I'm just, like, super excited because I'm like, okay, like, this is cool. And also, y'all, Christmas was coming up, too. So, I'm like, yeah, like, this is straight. The next day, I get to work. I see my little homegirls. We talking and stuff. So, we ended up meeting our boss. So then our boss came over there, introduced himself to us, and then he pretty much, you know, kind of like we'll just like talk and stuff. And he seemed real cool, crack jokes and all that. Like he seemed really, really cool. So then he leave, and as we're working, a boy come in, and at this time I didn't know who he was, of course, but yeah, he was one of the drivers, and they knew him from the other warehouse. So he's like having a conversation with them, and so like, you know how you could just feel somebody looking at you? Like I just felt him staring at me. So then I kind of like look at him, and he was just like, oh, you knew, huh? Because I ain't never seen you. I didn't see you at the other warehouse. And I was just like, yeah, like this is my second day working here. He was just like, oh, okay. And I could just feel him kind of like flirting. But of course, I'm in a relationship at this time, so I wasn't flirting back with him. Like I'm just like turning up my music in my headphones, and I'm just like minding my business. So, you know, he pretty much just kept conversating with them, and then he left, and then they was just like, girl, he like you. And I was like, yeah. It was like, yeah, he was flirting with you. Like he for sure like you. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm in a relationship, so that's out. But they was just like, yeah, he cool or whatnot, but you know, he real talkative. Like he's very outspoken. He'll say exactly how he feel. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then we continue just doing our work, and the lead ended up coming over there. Well, the boss, he ended up coming over there. He was just basically telling us like, you know, for like the first week, it's just going to be us three. And then they're thinking about expanding. So bringing more people from the bigger warehouse over there, but not too many people, but like a little bit of people at a time. So, you know, we just like, oh, okay. So when he walks off, we all just like talking like, dang, no, like we like it with just us three. Like we don't want no more people over here. Like it's cool with us, just us. Like it's straight. So we was just like, okay, like whatever. So everything was cool. Job was going good. We did know other people was going to come, but it was just like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, let's enjoy our time. Like just us three doing this job. So I want to say probably like 2 weeks go by, and they started bringing other people. So as they started bringing more people, it was just like, dang, like, oh my God, now it's not, I'm not saying it wasn't fun. It was still fun, but it was just like, okay, now it's more people here, you know? So one of the people that did come was Missy's fiance. And he seemed cool. Like, he seemed cool. We're not going to give him a name. It's just going to be Missy's fiance. So, you know, she introduced us to him, and we were just like, okay, like, nice to meet you. And she was just like, yeah, these my friends. You know, like, she had like I don't know how to explain her personality. Like, she would be kind of like, if you didn't know her, you would kind of think like she was mean, because she just looked mad. Like, she low-key looked mad, but like, as you got to know her and talk to her, she would like smile and like crack little jokes. So yeah, like, she's introducing us to him, and she seemed really happy about, you know, telling him who we were and all that. So yeah, met him. He seemed cool. Every day, y'all, when that driver would come in, he would literally flirt with me. And it's just like, boy, like, me personally, I don't like the boys that come in and flirt. I just don't trust them, because I feel like you do this everywhere you go. You a big flirt. Like, I know you flirt with everybody. And plus, I was in a relationship, but that's just my mindset. That's what I think when somebody's just like flirting. Like, I just automatically just think like, okay, you flirt with probably everybody. I'm cool. Like, I know a womanizer when I smell one. So I don't know. He just gave me them vibes, and I was just like, yeah, nah. So like, he would like say little things, and he would kind of say some funny stuff, like, you know, towards pretty much like towards all of us. And I would laugh, because y'all, I'm that person. I don't care. You say something funny, I'm gonna laugh. It might not be funny to everybody else, but if it's funny to me, I have to laugh. Like, I'm just a goofy person. So he would say like little stuff, and I'd be up in there cracking up. But it was like, that was just that. Like, he did kind of like try to ask me for my number, but I told him like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. You know, like, I shut that down quick, because yeah, nah, Mac was my baby. I was not playing with him like that. Like, that's when shit was good. Like, nah, you ain't about to play. No. So yeah, that he would do that every single day, y'all. He would literally come in there cracking jokes, trying to flirt. And yeah, but it's like, I don't know, I would see him like how he would act around the other women too, and it was like, yeah, no, you ain't finna get me, baby. No. So as the days go on, we getting more people. The boss ended up asking me if I could train some people. So I didn't mind. He was just like, yeah, you stay an hour after work, you know, we'll pay you for that extra hour. So I agreed to do it. I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool with me. That's some extra money on my paycheck. Like, I wasn't even tripping. So I'm staying, y'all, and I'm like literally teaching people the job. And even though it was some people from the other warehouse, it also was new people too as well. So I'm just like training them, kind of just like teaching them the job, telling them what they need to do. And they also, I started working outside of our little area where we were at, onto like the bigger part of the warehouse. So like I moved, like, when I be at jobs, y'all, I do not play. Like, I really do my job and do what I need to do. And I also learn other stuff too if they gonna teach it. So I ended up doing other little tasks that was outside of us putting the carts together. So I'm like training them on that, and I'm also training people on how to put the carts together. So one day we get to work, and we're all just in there like talking, and like I told y'all, the boss will come over there, say good morning, and greet everybody. So he came over there, he was like pretty much talking to everybody. What we would do though, I'm not even gonna lie, like, we were putting the snacks together, so we would eat the snacks. We would tear them snacks down, okay? Like, y'all, we would be back there tearing them up, like just eating them, open them, eat them, throw the wrapper in the trash. So I think somebody had pretty much like left some snacks out, so they kind of knew like, okay, yeah, somebody been eating snacks. So he was mad about that. So when he came over there, he told us good morning. He was talking to us for a minute, and then he kind of like got on that subject, and then he kind of like yelled at everybody. And I'm just like, oh, he must be having a bad day, because he don't never get at us like this, right? So mind you, everybody is over here. Like, everybody in the warehouse is over here. So it's Missy's fiance, it's the other workers on the warehouse. Like, everybody is pretty much in this area, because even though we're doing the snacks, we have to go get the snacks from the people. Like, we have to go ask the warehouse people to get the certain snacks that we need, the boxes, bring them over to our area, open them. So I would either go get the boxes myself, or I would go and ask the people. So yeah. So they couldn't really pinpoint exactly who was opening the snacks, but they basically just had us all in this area. So after he had said that, he kind of like started yelling. And so when he got done, everybody kind of like went back to what they was doing. But Missy's fiance stayed over there with us, and we were like in a back table in our own little area. So after he left, I was just like, dang, like I cracked like a little joke. It wasn't nothing weird or nothing. I was just like, dang, like who pissed in his Cheerios? Like something like that, like something like funny, but it was just like, dang, like he must be really upset, like, you know. Like, it wasn't even that deep. Like, the joke really wasn't even that deep. It was just like a petty little joke. So, you know, everybody pretty much started laughing and stuff. Even Missy's fiance, like, he started laughing and stuff too. So we just continued doing our work. He left, went back to the office because he would be in the office with everybody else. So we're just like working, and I want to say like a good 30 minutes to an hour go by. The boss comes out and he calls my name. So when he called my name, I'm automatically thinking just like, oh, okay, he must want me to stay after and, you know, train some other people. So he was just like, Jamisha, like, come to my office. So I'm like, okay, y'all, like, I'll be back real quick. So I go, follow him to the office, get to the office. As soon as I get in the office, he sits down, and right behind him is Missy's fiance. But he got his back turned, so he can't see, but of course he can hear us. So he was just like, okay, yeah. So it was the situation earlier when I came out there, and I was pretty much, you know, talking to y'all, and I told y'all about the snacks and all that. So what was the issue? And I'm just like, what you mean? Like, what do you mean, what was the issue? He was like, I heard that you made like a smart joke or a smart remark when I walked away. And I'm like, yeah, like I made like a little joke. I'm like, but it wasn't like pretty much like, it wasn't bad. It was just like me like making a little joke to kind of like, you know, enlighten the situation, because you yelled at everybody. They was just looking, everybody looked like sad little kids. But I'm just like, yeah, I just said like a little joke to kind of like enlighten the situation and, you know, get everybody back in the mood to work. And he was just like, yeah, no, it's inappropriate. There's no reason why you should be making jokes while you're at work. And he's like yelling at me, y'all. Like, he took it from like talking calm to like completely yelling at me, like a grown man yelling at a woman. And I felt some type of way, because I just felt like, first of all, I'm grown. I'm not a child. There's no reason why you need to be yelling at me like I'm a little kid. Like, that's what he was yelling at me, like I was a little kid. Like, he was my daddy and I was a little kid. So I felt some type of way. So y'all, I'm hot. I'm mad because I don't like when nobody yell at me. Don't yell at me. Just talk to me. You're going to get a better response if you just say, you know, how you feel, or just talk to me like a normal human being. Like, not no, you know, like not on no, like, oh, I'm your boss, I could tell you what to do type shit, you know? So I felt some type of way, y'all. So I'm mean mugging him hard. Like, soon as his tone went from calm to yelling at me, y'all, I'm looking at him like this. Like, I'm hot now. Now I'm looking him up and down. I'm balling my fist. Like, y'all, I'm mad because I cannot hold my facial expressions when somebody make me mad. So I'm looking at him and I'm already thinking in my head like, oh, okay, bet. We right up the street from my hood. Stop playing with me, sir. Like, I'm already thinking some crazy stuff. I'm a Capricorn, y'all. We think you cannot. Just leave us alone, for real. Because once y'all make us mad, it's a wrap. Like, we already thinking about how we gonna get you up out of here. Like, so he's like just talking to me, and I'm really thinking like, okay, should I just leave? Like, fuck this job. I don't want this job. Like, I'm just saying, I'm ready to just jump ship, y'all. Like, I'm hot. So I don't even know what he's saying towards the end, because y'all, I'm seeing a rainbow now. Like, I'm seeing colors. I don't even know what's going on. So he was just like, okay, you can get back to work. So I'm still just like standing there looking at him like, nigga, like I'm looking. Y'all know how young boy be looking? I feel like that be me when I'm mad. Like, I really be looking like how young boy be looking. Like, I swear. So I ended up like snapping back into reality, and I just like walked off. And I was so irritated, y'all. Like, when I say I was so irritated, I was so mad. But by the time I got back over there, I didn't want to have that same attitude. So I'm just like, okay, get it together. Calm down. It's cool. So when I got back over there, Missy and Shaquita was just like, what happened? Like, you good? Like, what's going on? And I was like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I didn't want to say nothing. I already knew, though. I swear to y'all, I already knew that it was Missy's fiance, because who else was over there? Like, who else was over there? It was just us. Like, us in the back of the damn warehouse. Like, come on now. So I'm hot. Like, I'm so mad, but I'm trying to keep my composure. I'm like, it's good. It's all good. I'm gonna just quit this job. So I'm just like talking and stuff. And then Missy ended up taking her break early. So she took her break early, and me and Shaquita, we stayed behind. So when she left, I ended up telling Shaquita, like, yeah, her fiance just snitched on me. And she like, girl, wait, what? I'm like, yes, he just snitched on me. I'm like, remember when the boss came over here and he was like yelling at us and I made that little joke? She was like, yeah. I'm like, who was all over here? She was like, me, you, her fiance, Missy. I'm like, exactly. I was like, so it had to be him, because we've been still doing our work since it happened. So it's not like y'all walked off or anything. Like, I would think it was somebody else. I'm like, it was him. She was like, that is so messed up. So she mad. She was like, girl, that's so messed up. I'm like, exactly. I'm hot. She was just like, it's cool, girl. Like, don't even trip. Like, you know, maybe he just having like a bad day or something. Like, don't even let it make you mad. Like, just continue doing your work. Get your money. Don't trip. I'm like, yeah, bet. All right. So Missy ended up coming back, and then me and Shaquita ended up taking our break. So we had went to Jack in the Box, and we just sat there and we ate. And y'all, when I tell y'all I was so mad, like I was so hot, but I was really just trying to calm down. So I called Mac, and I'm telling Mac what happened. I'm just like, Mac, this nigga up here yelling at me, and woo, and Mac like, hell no. Like, y'all, Mac did not play about me at all. Like, when I say he didn't play about me, like, you couldn't talk to me crazy, you couldn't do nothing crazy, because he was gonna turn up. So I'm just like pretty much telling him like what happened, and the nigga that, you know, is trying to get me fired or whatever he's trying to do. Like, I'm just like pretty much just telling him everything. So Mac like, okay, you want me to come up there and handle that? And I'm just like, I had to think about it, because y'all, Mac really is what, I swear, me and him together ain't no good. Ain't no good. Because if I'm on bullshit, he on bullshit. So at that moment, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna take it that far. Like, if anything, I'm gonna pay the crackheads up the street, and I'm gonna have them come up here and whoop his ass. Because y'all know crackheads are strong. So that's what I'm thinking in my mind. So I'm just like, yeah, no, Mac, it's cool. Like, I'm gonna handle this. Like, I already know, you know, like, this is what I'm thinking, y'all. When I'm mad, I think some crazy stuff. So yeah. So he was just like, you sure, babe? Like, I'll come up there. I'm like, no, it's good. It's all good. So he was just like, all right. So I ended up getting off the phone with him, and I'm just like telling her like, yeah, like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I should say something to Missy. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she probably like know by now. But I'm like, I don't know if I should bring it up to her, because of course I know she didn't have nothing to do with it. But, you know, like, I still kind of want to address this situation, because I don't know what he owned. Like, why, what would have been that's my thing. I don't know what was his reason of going back. Like, at this moment, I didn't know what was his reason. So she was just like, girl, don't even trip. Like, let's just go back up in there, knock these little hours out, and go home. So I'm like, all right. We get back over there, and we're just like working. So the boss ended up asking for her fiance to ask me, or ask everybody who can stay and train some people. Mind you, I would always stay and train people. So when he came over there asking like, oh, who could stay, you know, raise your hand if you could stay and train people, I didn't raise my hand. Because I'm like, hell no, I don't want to stay here no longer. Like, today is not the day that I need to be staying trying to train anybody, because how I feel right now, I'm ready to fight everybody up in here, okay? I'm ready to just start windmilling, okay? And start swinging on everybody. So yeah, I didn't raise my hand. So he went back and told, you know, who could stay and whatnot. So we just doing our work. Finally, the day end, I get to go home. I'm excited to get home because I had a rough day, y'all. Like, I was just over the whole day. Like, I've been over the day. So I'm pretty much telling Mac more about it and stuff. And I'm telling him how I'm going to get the crackheads to come whoop this man's ass. So he's just like cracking up, y'all. Like, I swear, he probably thought I was a joke, but he's like really just like cracking up so hard, because he's just like, girl, you gonna pay 2 crackheads $20 each to come up to the job and whoop somebody else? I'm like, yeah. And y'all, I was real confident in that. Like, I really did feel like, yeah, I'm gonna go get the crackheads that I know and pay them some money to come whoop this man's ass early in the morning too. As soon as he pull up, crackheads jump out, whoop his ass. Like, simple. Get their bread. Simple. So he's just like cracking up, and I'm just like laughing and stuff. And it made me feel better, because I'm like, okay, by tomorrow, I'm not even going to be mad no more. Yeah, I'm that type of person that would get mad. And then like after the situation just blows off, I'm not even mad no more. Like, it is what it is. But I'm petty. I'm so petty. So the next day come, I get there like 10 minutes early, and I'm just sitting in my car, like prep talking myself. Like, I'm really just telling myself like, okay, today gonna be a good day. You're not gonna be on bullshit. You're not gonna be petty. Like, you just gonna get your bread, and that's that. So I waited like 2 minutes before it was time for me to clock in, get out my car, I'm walking in. Soon as I'm walking in, I see him, but he don't see me, thank God. I see like the back of his head, and he's like talking to some other people. So I ease my way in, get to where I need to go, and I'm like, okay, cool, because I did not want to cross paths with him. Like, as soon as I don't like you, I'm staying up out your way, because I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. I want you up out of here. So I get to the area where, you know, we would all meet up and start doing our work. So I'm over there, and I'm just pretty much starting early. So then Shaquita gets there. She's just like, hey, girl, like, good morning. I'm like, hey, girl, like, how was your night? And she's just like, girl, drama with my baby daddy. Like, she's pretty much just telling me how it was, and how she went through her baby daddy phone and saw he was talking to some other girl and all that. So I'm just like, girl, what you gonna do? She's like, honestly, I'm thinking about moving back to Vegas. And I'm just like, girl, you ain't even been here long. Like, you only been here for like a couple months. She's just like, girl, I'm tired. Like, I tried. I'm done. I'm like, well, honestly, you got to do what's best for you. So if you feel like that's that's best for you and your sons, girl, get up out of here. So she was just like, yeah, I'm thinking about it, girl. So we just like talking. Eventually I put my headphones in and she put her headphones in and we start listening to music. We're doing our job. Other people start coming in, Missy started coming in, and all the other workers start, you know, filling up our little area. And when I saw Missy, she said good morning. I'm just like, good morning. And I didn't want to bring it up or like feel no type of way because like I said, it wasn't her fault. She had nothing to do with it. I already know. So as we're working, I'm pretty much like filling up a cart, but I'm turned to the side. So I can pretty much like see on the side of like what's going on. But if I'm working, of course, I'm not pretty much paying attention. So the boss comes in and I got my headphones in. So I'm listening to my music. So the boss comes in and he's like saying good morning. Although I heard him, I did. I heard him through the music, but I didn't want to say good morning to him. I don't have to say good morning to you. So I'm turned to the side and I'm just like pretty much looking real busy. Like I'm opening up boxes. I'm like stacking my stuff up. So then he's like something, good morning again. So Shaquita taps me and she's like, Jamisha. So then I took my headphones out and he was like, I said good morning. And so I'm looking at him like, who are you talking to, sir? Like, who are you talking to? At the end of the day, it's not like I was face to face with this man and we're like looking at each other. And, you know, like it wasn't even like that. It was just like, you see that I'm working. You behind me, but I could kind of see you on the side, but I'm not paying attention, you know? So he was like, I said good morning. And I just like stared at him because it's like, who are you talking to? He was like, yeah, I said good morning to you. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't hear you. And he was like, yeah, good morning. And I'm like, okay, good morning. Bro, why are you coming in here on bullshit? Like, why are you coming in here on bullshit? So, yeah, I know I'm petty, but whatever. So then he walks off. And I could tell he kind of like got an attitude from that. But I'm just like, you still got an attitude from yesterday. Obviously, you mad. I already knew. You're mad because I didn't stay and train nobody. I already know because it's been times he came in there and said good morning. And if nobody was paying attention, he wouldn't be trying to like make it his thing to try to make you hear him say good morning. You know? So it was just like, okay, now you're trying to like target me. And it's weird. Like, it's so weird. Although I didn't hear him. I sure did. And so, yeah. I'm just like, okay, this is weird. So Shaquita was just basically like, come with me real quick to go grab some boxes so we could refill the carts because we were running out of snacks to put on the cart. So I'm like, okay. So y'all, as soon as we hit the gate and we get over there and we're like in the back of the warehouse, like to the side, she like, girl, Missy fiance is trying to get everybody here pretty much fired so he could bring in his people. I'm like, girl, what? She was like, yeah, like I heard that he's trying to like get people fired so that way he could bring his people on because, you know, he's the lead and it's just easier for them to be at this warehouse versus being at the bigger warehouse because there's so much drama and it's just easier here. Like everybody that came from the bigger warehouse would sit there and be like, oh my God, like they would be so happy when they got there. Like they would just be saying like, it's so much better here. Like it's not even hot here. Like we could feel the AC here. Like it's just so much better. Like we got space to work. Like I guess at the other warehouse, it was just like everything was crowded and everybody was just like pretty much in one big old area putting them carts together. Me personally, I couldn't imagine having no space to put them carts together because it's like you gotta move it around, like you gotta do so much to it. Like if it's dirty, you kind of gotta like wipe it out. So I couldn't imagine not having no arm room to kind of, you know, kind of like put it together. So I'm just like, that makes sense. I'm like, that makes so much sense because it's like, to me, I don't see like, I just didn't understand what was his reason of going back telling him what I said when it was just like a petty joke. And then honestly, I really don't even know what he went back and said. Like, I honestly don't know what he went back and said for real, for real. So I'm irritated and I'm just like automatically thinking like, I don't know. In my mind, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just see how this go. You know, it is what it is. I did want to low-key press Missy because I'm just like, okay, if you knew this, then why you ain't saying nothing to me? Like, you know, like it's weird. But we pretty much like continued our little conversation and then we got the stuff and we went back over there. So Missy is talking to me, but she kind of like being dry because it's like, girl, how all of a sudden you're not like super happy and giddy how you normally would be. Like you kind of being like standoffish low key, but you still kind of like talk to me. Like basically I'm thinking like, okay, maybe she feel bad or something. So as the day go on, I'm continuing just working and I'm kind of just like to myself because at that point I was just like, you know what, it is what it is. I can't crack no jokes. I can't be myself. And it takes me a minute to warm up to people. So it's like, if I can't be myself at a job, I'm going to just be quiet and do my work. Like, that's just that. Even though Shaquita didn't do nothing to me, but it's just still, I kind of want to just be to myself now, you know? So they came out and they asked, okay, who could stay to train again an hour after work? I ain't raised my hand. because I didn't want to. Like, no, I don't have to. I've been doing it. I was the first one that volunteered from the beginning. So it's like, yeah, no, if I don't want to do it, I don't have to. So, they like writing down who could do it, whatnot. Go back, they tell the big boss that. So he comes back out. And he's just like, okay, so who could stay here to train after work? And I'm just like, didn't they just come out here and say that? Whatever. So I'm still just like minding my business, doing my job. Well, I can't stay, I don't want to stay. So, yeah. So he asked me, he was like, Jamisha, like, can you stay after work to train people? I'm like, no, I don't have a babysitter for my baby. I got to pick my baby up. So he was just like, oh, okay, all right. Got everybody else. Didn't really ask nobody else. He pretty much just asked me. That's crazy now that I think about it. So yeah, pretty much got everybody else that said they was going to volunteer. Then he went back to his office. I'm just minding my business, doing my job. Some people would stay and train, but some people just did not. They wasn't messing with it. Like, yeah, no, I don't want to stay and train. So I'm guessing maybe he had an attitude because I didn't stay and train like the past 2 days since they was asking. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. So the end of the day come, everybody happy to clock out. We're going towards our cars and we're just like talking and stuff. And I'm just like, girl, this is so crazy. Like, low key, I don't know. I'm thinking about quitting. She was like, girl, no, because if you quit, I'm going to quit. So do not quit. And I'm just like, all right, girl, I'm not going to quit. She was like, but what you doing this weekend? Like, we should go out and do something. I'm like, okay, girl. Like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, but text me. So I get in the car, I go home. I get home and I'm pretty much telling Mac about what happened. But, it wasn't really much. But I'm like, yeah, they asked me to stay and train, but I told them no. So he was like, yeah, baby, I know that's right. Fuck them. Fuck that job. Right? So we just like chopping it up, talking and stuff. So then I started cooking dinner. My phone ring. I go, I answer the phone. It's the staffing company. And they was just like, oh, hey, Jamisha, how's your day going? I'm like, it's going pretty good. What about you? She was like, oh, my day is going great. She was like, but I'm calling to let you know that your assignment has been terminated. And I'm like, huh? She was like, yeah, they no longer need you anymore. So, yeah, we can probably put you on another job if you call back in a few days or so. But yeah, that assignment ended. And I was like, well, is there a reason? Like, did they tell you what was the reason? She was like, basically, I guess it was something that happened with you and the boss there. So they pretty much don't want you there anymore or whatnot, or whatever the case. I forgot what she was saying, but she basically was saying like I was the problem. So they didn't want me there no more. I'm like, well, does this have anything to do with me not staying after work and training? I said, because I would always stay, and train the new people as they would come. I was like, but the past 2 days I wasn't able to train because I had to pick up my daughter. So I'm like, does it have anything to do with that? She was like, I don't know, but I'll pretty much email them and reach out to them to see what was the issue, and then I'll let you know. And I'm just like, all right. So we hang up the phone. I'm like, Matt. He like, what? I'm like, they fired me. I'm like, they fired me. He was like, oh, they retaliating on my baby. I'm like, yeah, they got me messed up. I'm like, I'm so mad. I'm like, now I'm really finna get them crackheads. Like, I'm finna get them crackheads up there for sure. Because, no, he got me messed up. Like, y'all, I'm mad. I am so hot. Y'all don't understand. I was so mad. I'm like, this is so crazy. Like, I was so hot. And I ended up texting Shaquita. And I told Shaquita, like, girl, they fired me. She like, girl, what? I'm like, yes, they fired me. They just told me that the assignment ended for me. And she was like, that's messed up. She was like, hell no, I'm not even trying to stay there no more. Like, I don't even want to be there. She was like, I'm probably going to finish up like a week or two and then I'm up out of here. I'm like, girl, get your money, So, y'all, I'm mad. Like, I'm really thinking of a plot. Like, I'm really plotting on who I'm about to get to go up there. So after talking to Mac, he kind of like calmed me down, and like talking to other people, it kind of like calmed me down because it wasn't really, it wasn't that deep. Like, it was just a job. So I pretty much let it go, even though I was stuck on that for a couple days, y'all. Like, I was really stuck on getting them crackheads to come up there and beat that man ass. Like, I really was. Oh, I really was. But yeah, y'all, he got me fired so he could bring his people in, and it worked. It most definitely worked. I still want to know like exactly what he said. It's crazy because I never pressed Missy and said nothing to her about it because she started acting weird, and plus she was Samoan. I wasn't finna fight her. I choose to pick my battles, and that was not a battle I was finna pick. But yeah, that's how that went. I got fired. That was that. And I actually enjoyed that job, y'all. Like, I really enjoyed that job. So that's why I feel like it really bothered me for a minute, but it is what it is. They missed out on a good worker. But yeah, y'all, that is the ending of this story time. And that's the reason why I don't now. I'm telling y'all. So y'all, after that situation, I did not want to deal with nobody at a job. Like, I would be super quiet. It take me a long time to warm up to people. I didn't crack jokes. Like, I had PTSD from the last job. So, y'all, I really wouldn't do anything at jobs. Like, I would just, like, really be super quiet until I really got to know the people. But yeah, y'all, y'all got, man, these coworkers do not be your friends. Like, I know I've seen people say that, and I've heard people say that, but y'all, I had never experienced it. Like, I've always worked around cool people. So to get a job where it's like somebody was on some weird phony type shit, like, it was just so weird. But yeah, I was traumatized. Like, I was so traumatized. But don't be trusting them coworkers. They be messy. They be so messy. I don't see what's the point. Like, I would never understand what's the point. But yeah, coworkers be weird. And if you one of them weird coworkers that go back and tell the boss some shit, like, you deserve to be slapped every day for the rest of your life. Period. But yeah, y'all, that is the ending of this story time. Don't trust nobody at them jobs. But I hope y'all enjoyed this story time, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and y'all, I know I've been missing. I love y'all so much. So what I'm going to try to do is record a story time every day for the rest of this month. So let's pray. They may be card videos too. So yeah, but I'm gonna try to get y'all some videos every day because I've been missing y'all so much. Like so much. So yeah, y'all. Yeah, so that's just what I'm thinking, y'all. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for watching this video. All right, y'all. Bye.